We just getting in the office. We about to get the day started. And there's no other way to get the day started than just talk a little shit, get motivated, see the day for what it is. Um, and yeah, it's just I get a lot of people that hit me up and they ask me, man, how you stay so motivated? How you be doing so much? Is there anything you can't do? Uh, it's just a list of things that people want to know. How you do this? How you do that? Why are you doing this? I ain't got no other choice. Um, a lot of the times when you reach a point in your life where it's like rock bottom and there's nobody around you, there's no motivation. Sometimes that's what it takes. It takes hitting rock bottom. It takes being broke. It takes not being able to eat for a couple of days. It takes watching everybody turn their back on you and acting like it's your turn to be the last one. Like it's just it takes those moments to build the person that you're supposed to be. And it's in those moments that it's either fight or flight. It's either make it or not. And I just have the will to want, bro. I know what I want out of life. I know the cards that I've been dealt ain't the final hand that I'll be dealt. And I just keep it positive at all times. I set the vision. I know the vision. I know where I'm trying to go. And anything else is just an obstacle, right? Like you got to figure out how to get around it. You got to figure out how to get over it. I think a lot of people get wrapped up in social media and the glory of other people's life because what they fail to realize is what you're seeing on Facebook is the celebrations, is the moments when they're at the highs, the moments when they want everybody to see that they're winning. A lot of times we don't get to see them at their lowest, right? So I heard some shit the other day and it was like embracing the struggle goes a long way. When you don't embrace the struggle and you hide the struggle and you don't let people see that you are an everyday person and you struggle just like them and there's ups and downs to this journey, when you finally do reach success, they feel like you are undeserving of it because they never watched you struggle. They never seen you at the bottom. They never knew you was going through it. So I tell people all the time, just be yourself, be an open book, be as genuine as you could possibly be. Because from the outside looking in, just your daily process could be a mere motivation to somebody. But what you're not understanding is you're not the only one, right? Like people take so people would take the energy of oh, it happened to me. Oh, it happened to me. Why did it happen to me? Why did it happen to me? And they'll let that control their entire week, their entire day. Shit, sometimes people let it control their entire life. They take one situation and they just make the worst out of it. It's sometimes it's in those moments where you truly find out who you are. Are you man enough to man up and fight the situation? Are you man enough to not let the devil in with the negativity? Are you man enough to figure out a situation to get yourself out of that position? And that's always been my life. I've always been put in situations where I felt like I was being tested, but I also knew no matter the situation I was in, I was never going to give up. Like I remember being in prison one time and a dude asking me, man, why you always got a smile on your face every day? Well, shit, first of all, I woke up. So I'm just happy that I was blessed to be able to breathe and make the best of what I can make. Yeah, we in prison. Yeah, it's a shitty situation. But at the end of the day, you have to humble yourself in a sense of knowing that the most, like, I think people get wrapped up in just not being able to realize the glory in waking up every day, right? Like how blessed we are to be able to be one of the ones that God was like, okay, you get to wake up tomorrow. You get to try again. You get to live another day. And I think people take that for granted. Like seriously, like people are upset because they didn't get the raise, or people are upset because they didn't get the position at work they wanted, or people are upset because they didn't get the car they couldn't afford. There's a lot of things that people get upset about in life, and to me, I feel like those are the wrong things to be getting upset about. Those are micros, right? Like none of that situation is gonna keep you or alter you from being further along. But what happens is you get so wrapped up in it should have been me, why not me, that's all your energy goes into. And now your energy is not even on what you should be doing to get where you need to get the things that you just missed out on. And it's those type of situations that the universe rewards, right? So if you're the type of person that only sees the bad in a situation and doesn't understand how you can fix it or how you can make it better, the universe is always going to give you the situations to where you have to look at the bad again, because that's what you are. That's what you're drawing. That's what you're telling the universe. That's what you like more. You like picking apart why, instead of looking at it and being like, oh, let's push that to the side and figure out how we get past this, right? Um, it's just a mentality. It's it's something that it took a lot for me when I was younger. It was fuck everybody, fuck anything that wasn't what I was doing. If it was the opposite of what I had going on, they wasn't shit. I didn't care if they had success. I didn't care if they woke up today. Like, it was fuck them. But I started to realize that's how the energy that I was putting out, that's what the universe was rewarding me with. It was the same energy that I was in tune with. Like, I wasn't happy to see their success, so why would the universe want me to have success? I'm not happy for someone else's success. So therefore, the universe doesn't think success makes me happy. The universe thinks being negative, looking at the downfall, looking at the shitty part of the situation, the universe thinks that's what I like, because that's what I'm putting my energy into. So it was at a certain point in my life, being able blessed to be around certain people to open my eyes to that situation, right? To show me you're thinking about it the wrong way. Your perspective is wrong, basically, right? And it was a game changer. It was an eye opener. It made me step back. It made me realize the type of person I was not who I wanted to be from the outside looking in. Yeah, it was like I wasn't the person that I wanted to be from the outside looking in, only because I was so blinded by what I wasn't getting, and I was putting my focus on that. So therefore, I was angry that other people was being successful before me. I was angry that this person may have did that or this or that, and all in all, not realizing I was blocking myself by merely showing the universe I don't like those type of things. I wasn't genuinely happy for someone else's success, right? So why would the universe reward me with success if they see me looking at success in an envious way? They're not. You just got to understand that it's all about what you put into it, right? Um, and I haven't always been that person. I haven't always been that person to congratulate the next man or wish success on a business that is opposite of mine, or competitors, or whatever the case may be. I was always like a fuck 'em type of person. If they ain't rocking with me, then it's fuck 'em. But it was simple things like that. Seeing somebody win and be like, man, fuck, why he got to win? Shit, man, fuck, bro. Man, he shouldn't have won. Should have been me. Fuck that shit. Instead of being like, damn, man, all the hard work that man put in, all the time. A lot of the times I feel like that's something that we take out of consideration, right? Like, we look at a situation and it really boils back to what I learned the other day about hiding the struggle. A lot of times we don't see people struggling to get to where they're going, but when they get there, we instantly are like, oh, fuck that. It shouldn't have been them. It should have been me. And now I'm mad at their success, right? So it was looking at it like that and understanding that the universe is only going to reward what you genuinely like. So I love success now. I love seeing the stories. It took a lot for me to realize that everybody goes through shit. Everybody has ups and downs. Not everybody comes from humble beginnings, but that doesn't mean they don't deserve what they got, right? So you got to look at things like from a third person view almost. You got to take yourself out the situation and look at it and understand, okay, I get it now. It's it's a hard thing to do. I'm not even gonna lie. You know, it's something I battle with every single day. It's like you work so hard, you grind so hard to get to a certain spot or to accomplish something, and it's a natural instinct when you see somebody beat you to it or get it first that you're upset, right? You're like, man, it should have been me. But I've learned, I've learned to embrace that. I've learned to accept it. I've learned to to be glad that they got that joy. To be glad that they finally beat their successful struggle part, right? Like they win. That's cool. Um, yeah, man. It's just all about the energy you put out, man. I don't know how other ways to put it, but I'm just a walking. Just follow me, man. Follow the journey. Um, because it's the everyday struggle for me. It's something I'm teaching myself. It's something I'm learning. It's not something I've mastered. Uh, Cause I'm not gonna lie, man. There's still days where I'm like, man, fuck that shit. Um, but it takes a strong mentality to be like, you're in the wrong. That's fucked up. You can't act like that. Um, yeah, man. You can't act like that at all. You got to be able to you got to be able to really genuinely want to see people win, and that takes a lot for people because as humans, we want to be the winner. We want to be in first place. We want to be the one that gets the congratulations. We want to be the one that everybody's like, "Oh, he did it. He did it." And you have to understand that your time's coming. It's just not right now. So I think that's where patience is a big virtue. They say, right? Uh, Patience on the entrepreneur journey ship is probably one of the biggest things you'll need because it's not going to happen overnight. A lot of the success stories you hear, people coming up overnight, they're nowhere around anymore. The brands and the influencers and the people that we know that are where they are and they're successful, man, these people are 10, 15, 20 years into building a brand. I mean, even my mentor, Stan, he's 18 years old. I mean, he's 18 years into building a brand. And I just don't think most people have that in them. Like 18 years of the same thing, driven to the same brand, trying to build it. I'm sure there's been rebranding times. There's been times where he wanted to give up. There's been times where he didn't know about certain situations, but he kept pushing, he kept fighting, and here we are 18 years later, and he's just now becoming one of the biggest dog brands in the world. And it's like people don't look at that. They look at that like fly by success. They're like, who is this X Dog company? Where did this company come from? Why them? Why all of a sudden are they? But they don't realize that this man put in 18 years of hard work, firing people, hiring people, learning the system, figuring out algorithms, figuring out what products work, figuring out what marketing works, figuring out what budget they have, figuring out this and that, what materials. We had him on a podcast last night, and he literally said the first vest that he ever came out with was the shittiest shit he ever had. And when he put them out, they pretty much just fell apart, right? And most people would take that as the biggest setback of their life. And the flack, could you imagine the flack that he got from that shit? Like the people that was talking shit that spent their hard-earned money, and you're out here promoting, and you're like, this is the best, this is the best, this is the best. And then you put the shit out and it don't work like the way you want it to. It blows up in your face. It takes a strong person to analyze the situation, to adapt to the situation, figure out the problem, and come up with a better solution. Not everybody can do that. So it's like when you see this man now, 18 years down the road, you can't be mad at his success because you don't understand the struggle that he went to get to that point, right? And it takes being able to not be so hard-headed that when these type of obstacles come into your life, you're open-minded enough to embrace it, to figure it out, to work through it, right? Because you could be stubborn, you could take it as why me and play the victim role like we were talking about, and now your whole energy shifted. Now you're all negative. Everything, oh man, this happened to me. Why me? I put all this energy into this and this is what happened. I can't believe this shit. Instead of figuring out why the shit didn't work. And that's what he did. He went back to the drawing board. He figured out why the material didn't last the way he wanted it to. He figured out why the stitches were breaking. He figured out why it should be sewn in this part and not it. He figured out the problem, then went back to the drawing board and figured out a better solution. That was the thing that set him apart from the rest of these people, right? And now you see him 18 years down the road, he's got the world's greatest dog harness. And he doesn't just say that just to say that. He couldn't say that on best one, right? But he's came this far and put this much energy into it and watched it break itself, to fix itself, to get better, to come back even stronger, to now he can actually say, this is the world's greatest dog harness. With 100% confidence, stand behind it, and know that he went through the trials and tribulations to figure out how to get it to be the world's greatest dog harness, right? So it's all about shifting your perspective. It's all about embracing the struggle. It's all about keeping a positive mindset. And it's just about figuring out the solution. Anytime you're in a situation, it's usually a problem. If there's a problem, then there's a solution to the problem. And us as humans, that's what we do. We figure out the solution. So, first episode, here we are, Wake and Bake. I'm your host, Zach Valentine. And this is the gist of the show, man. This is the first one. It's going to be rough. I just kind of cut on the shit and started talking. So, I hope y'all enjoyed it. I'm going to try and drop as many as I can. I'm going to try and do it every morning, to be honest. Wake and bake. As soon as I get in the office, do my thing, get my mind right, and we'll talk about some shit. If there's something you like and enjoy, be on the lookout, man. We're going to hit Apple. We're going to hit Google. We're going to hit Spotify. We're going to be on YouTube. I'm going to try and push this shit everywhere, man. So y'all stay blessed, and we appreciate y'all tuning in.